Okay, so this is the formative review for the FMP for Huw Watkins. So, I haven't actually seen your blog yet, so we're going to be looking through this together. So you've got your intro. I'll tell you what, before I read through this, just walk me through what your idea is. I've got a rough idea, but
A castle in a
castle.
valley.
So you want to do a 3D environment
Yeah,
with a castle.
3D environment scene where you can walk through it.
Cool. So this is going to be in like first person camera.
I think it'll be a first person. Or I can do a first person and third person.
Nice. So it's going to be like focusing on 3D texturing,
Yeah.
engine work,
Looks. Yeah.
lots of stuff.
Lighting, I guess. Maybe a little bit
Yeah,
of lighting.
lighting's going to be massive. Yeah. Cool. So you've got your introduction. In terms of the scale of the project, how big is this project going to be?
What, how big is like the actual castle? Like meters, or like how big am I aiming to?
How like ambitious is the project? So you've got obviously the castle, you've got the mountain range. What about assets surrounding the castle?
Well, I think it's the assets that aren't directly on the castle. I don't think there's gonna be that many. So obviously it can be like a path.
Yeah.
May do some like, I don't know, some fields or like a shack or something, fences, something like that. But it's not going to be like as much effort put into that as the main thing because that's the castle.
Cool. So the massive thing with student projects is we want to push you as far as we can. But we don't want you to. We don't want the project aim to be. I'm going to be recreating the Elder Scrolls, right? Because we've only got like 2 months.
We've got 4 weeks.
We got 4 weeks from now. Obviously, this is formative, but in total, we've got about 2 months, right? So, good. So you've got scope under control, which is good. In terms of your sort of pathway, your specialist pathway, do you want to specialize in 3D specifically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like 3D modeling or 3D environments.
Cool. And that's, as I said, going to involve a lot of texture work and assets and stuff. Sweet. So we've got a good direction of where you're going. Let's have a look through your blogs. You've got an introduction. This blog will talk about my previous unit. Oh, so this is talking about previous stuff. Great way to help me learn, develop, and improve skills leading up to this. Also allowed me to participate in whale skills. Yep, you did the whale skill stuff, which was good. So you're just talking about the previous topics. And these are some work. It would be really nice to see a lot more, because I know you've done tons more than this. It would be really nice to see you do, to see you provide a couple of examples of like asset creation. So when you did the prop design stuff, so just throw some of those images in there.
Right. And not just home stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I want to see a range of skills and a range of outcomes to show. Research has gone into it, processes, and if you want to take notes, that's absolutely fine. This video will be in your DMs as well, but it's going to take you a while to watch through it, so that's fine. Add a couple of other examples of different types of skills, because obviously this project is going to involve lots of different areas, even though it's just like a 3D project. Okay, good stuff. And then you've got your conclusion. So there are skills I've learned so far. I would like to specialize in 3D modeling or 3D environment art, as I like them. Also, 3D modeling is my best skill so far. And it's definitely the thing that you've like taken more sort of passion towards, which is good. So that's a good.
In comparison to like texturing and stuff like lighting and stuff like that.
The thing to be careful of with this project is I know you love 3D modeling. Try not to make texturing and lighting like an afterthought. Try to, obviously we're going to look into your time schedule. You've got a budget for every
I'm like 2 weeks behind on that.
Right, okay, we'll tackle that in a second. Because obviously, something that happens quite a lot is students will focus on the stuff they love doing. So in this example, you
making windows.
you will get everything modeled, and then you'll have a week to go and think, I've not done any texturing, lighting, etc. So we'll have to be careful of that.
Yeah.
Thank you, teams. There we go. So this is your project concept. So we're going to look a bit more into a bit more detail about the actual project. So you've
Oh, I need to put in the artists I talked to, I think. Either it's on that blog or a different one, because none of them responded.
That's okay. If they don't respond, that's absolutely fine. What you can do is post you can post the screenshots onto here and say, you know, I attempted to reach out to artists and so on. I'll be 2 seconds. Sorry about that. Someone's at the door. Right. So, what was I saying? Yes, you can post screenshots of the artists. You know, say that you attempted to reach out, and if you want to ask me the same questions, I will do the best I can to answer them, and then we'll just make do with that. Because research, I've asked artists before about different types of things. Sometimes they're really, really eager. Sometimes they don't even read their messages. So it depends who you get, but that's fine. So you've got your mind map in there, looking into different ideas. So you've incorporated
Animation is, you've probably seen better on it. Animation, 3D modeling, 3D environment, using the big main three.
Cool.
And then a bunch of ideas off them.
Awesome. So you've looked at lots of different avenues. And that's really, really good.
And then below this is 3 ideas.
So what were these 3 ideas that you went into?
Like, just, so it was going to be a 3D environment. That was like that's what we're going with. And these were just something of a similar theme, but just different ideas. So like, there were villages / build / castle / buildings type things, but one's in a forest, one's on a floating rocks, and one's like the actual one I'm doing.
Cool. Awesome. And you've looked into these ideas into a really, you know, good amount of detail, which is nice. So you've got the subsection in more detail. I chose the castle one because I liked it the most. I think it'd be cool. And again, talking about like passion and stuff, you've got to be interested in the idea you're doing. So that's good that you've gone with the one that you would enjoy the most.
Now, I've gone what I aim for the castle to be.
Cool. So I will make a scene with the castle that shows strength and power off to the enemy. We'll see the world break going through the base of the valley in the animation. I'll put it on the side of the valley. Yeah, so you're going to have it on the side, the mountain and stuff, and it's going to be really nice. You're talking about color palettes. You're talking about the characteristics of the castle is going to be big and imposing on the landscape. You've really dug into the idea, which is really, really nice.
Well, the other one was like a scary castle, but then I decided no.
Like a haunted.
Yeah.
That's fair. So secondary research, you've got the pure ref and the mood board and stuff. Cool. You've got your color palettes there, which is great. This is really, really nice so far.
And we've got a more like in-depth ones, like
types
of
nice.
bricks,
Like a material study type thing.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Cool. This is really nice to see. And again, this type of thing is really good for when you actually come to work on the stuff. The amount of times where I've done this, and I'll take that into a pure ref file, and I will just color swatch from the mood board and take that as examples of structure and shape and size and things, and that's really good.
I think these were main reference images that I was going to use.
Awesome. Yeah, you're really showing what the idea is, which is nice. Awesome.
There's a bunch.
Lots and lots of stuff here.
And then that Warhammer was for the walls.
Oh, cool. So that's a really nice piece of primary. So you've got lots of secondary research. I know for a fact that you've been playing this game. So
I should probably put that under primary.
Yeah.
Well, technically speaking, it's not primary research. I nicked it up.
This is primary.
Fandom. No, not fandom.
This is primary research. So I know for a fact that you've been playing this game and looking into, so you've got secondary research where you've gone onto ArtStation, you've gone onto Google and stuff. The primary research where you reach out to artists and you play the games yourself and like take the screenshots and stuff. you've got a nice variety of research there.
I've also taken images of actual walls that I need to put on there.
Oh, awesome! Make sure to get those on there. And once you filled that all out, yeah, you've done a really good job on the research side. It's really extensive, which is nice.
So that's the conversation with the artist. I did put them in.
Ah, right. Okay, make sure to put the screenshots of the game. Under the same with the pictures of the walls. Oh yeah, so you can see you've reached out to a lot of artists here. Fantastic.
And then that was a terrible Photoshop drawing. Front ground, middle ground, foreground.
That's absolutely fine. What I would like to see from the artists is a bit more conversation on why you're asking the artist these certain questions. So show me some examples of their work, and so that I can see, right, you're asking that question about specific pieces and
like the mountains or the castle or whatever.
So make sure to get screenshots of their stuff in there, and talk a little bit about the artists and why you like their work. Okay. But that's really, really nice. Some nice sketches.
Wow. Interesting sketches.
I think it serves the purpose that you're going for, right? You're looking for like the different layers of depth in the foreground and colours and stuff. I think that's nice. So we'll require a lot of different meshes of the castle. So you're just talking about the idea here. I will need a main game music, things like wind, so you need some sound effects. And these are things that we can go over in the future, how to actually get the sound effects into the environment.
Well, we've done that a bit before with the pinball machine.
Yes, on the game dev project. Yeah, that would be a good skill to carry forward. And then your conclusion there.
I wrote at the bottom what I need.
Are these like your notes?
Yeah.
That's
just didn't follow up on them.
That's fair enough.
On the way, I've talked about not the project concept about it. I've talked about the actual thing because I got like the actual image of my castle and asked people I knew what they thought about it.
Sweet. Good. Get as much input as you can. And again, yeah, as I said earlier, the artist not responding, just if they don't respond, just show me the questions, show me the work, and I'll probably be able to tell you. Good. So it's perfect. So FMP evaluation summary. So this is your
very short one.
So this blog will talk about how I'm planning to record my progress and reflection. I will document this in my blogs as I go forward, all decisions that I will make. Cool. So the main thing about this project and the main way to succeed is with we want constant like evaluative feedback on like what you think about the processes, how you feel that things are going. Should I be changing this? Asking other people for their opinions and stuff. Yeah. Constantly evaluating as you go along is super important with any project.
Wait, but, like when I'm grey box and be like, I just think it looks nice, so I sat next to it or whatever.
100%. So that's fine. Make sure to pack this out and have.
I'm pretty sure you need to put in evaluations.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. But what I'm saying is make sure to just constantly evaluate as you go along.
Yeah, that's been like my in my production blog. It's in there.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, that's perfect. So this is your action plan. So you've got your aims and objectives, which is perfect. It's good to have an idea of what you want to do and where you're going, breaking down the project. So aim 1, make a landscape which looks nice and there's not a lot of tries yet, so keeping the try count down, optimizing the
landscape with bacon.
Yeah, 100%, which I've seen you do with
the landscape itself.
Yeah, exactly, actual landscape.
75,000 tries.
Yeah, which is really good.
Bacon is 18 million or something like that.
So yeah, you've got make a landscape which looks nice. So objectives, we use bacon. I know you've done that. Look into a couple of ways to make the best decision in making the terrain. So you've done that.
Was like sculpt the plane using noise map.
Yeah.
Get a height map.
Yeah.
And I think the noise maps look the best for what I wanted. So I like those.
Yeah, and it looks really nice. It's a nice result. Look into blend materials. So we're going to look into layer systems and how we would basically layer the textures together, and then we can paint them with masking.
Well, yeah, I've made one of those sort of already at home.
Oh,
I've
awesome.
made depending on how high it is that what materials put on it.
Awesome.
So like if it's shea cliff, you put stone on it, and then on top of it, grass.
Yeah. And that's a really good direction to go in, to be honest. That's nice.
But there's only like 4 materials.
Honestly, when it comes to environment blending, you will never go higher than 4. Reason being, because when you do environment blending, you mask with RGBA. So you've got red, green, blue, alpha. They're the 4 channels that you've got access to. So normally you can't go higher than 4. You can cheat. You can get 2 layers. You can make one of the masks an opacity mask, so you could go color, opacity, and then underneath another environment. So you can cheat. That's hard to do though. So stick to 4, and that should be fine. So make strong and imposing castle. So you talked about the characteristics of the castle, which is good. I will not restrict myself to non-fictional castle as expands. Yep, 100%. So you're just thinking about the logistics of the castle itself and the visuals, which is really, really nice. To not fall short in the texturing. So spend more time texturing. Yeah, so this is what we were talking about earlier, where, and I'm guilty of this with texturing. I will 3D model everything. I will make it the lighting in the scene really, really nice. I'll get it all done, and then think, oh, I've got to texture it. Yeah. So make sure to allocate an adequate amount.
Timeline,
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. There you go. You keep answering the questions with the next section. I should probably keep reading. Good. So you've got timeline. So you've got. It might be good to expand these columns a bit.
You know, that's how big the table gets.
Oh, okay.
It's stupid.
That's fine. So dates, we've got
task names.
Want to do, how I will do it, actually did, reflection. Cool. And you've got dates here.
Yeah.
You've got idea generation. You've got the landscape.
And if we read at the reflection, I'm like complaining that I haven't done much stuff over Easter because of world skills.
And that's okay.
That's why I'm 2 weeks behind.
To be honest, I'm not. I think it's good that you're pushing yourself and you're aware of the time you've got, but it's also really good that you're reflecting upon your outcome constantly, which is the main thing. Because if you don't do that,
even if you get it all done, it's just
exactly, and weeks of time will pass, and then you'll think, oh, wait.
I've
got to reflect, and then you realize how behind you are. So to be only 2 weeks out of sync, but be hyper aware of that is really good. So that's great, and it's good to see all this. So obviously this is the current. Yeah, so those won't be filled out because they're the second half. You've got your resources, which is really good. You've got your conclusion, so obviously you need to make sure you conclude.
That's like the end of the thing.
Yes, so once all the information is in, you need to make sure that's all done. Cool. So moving on. So the bibliography, that's just going to be your sources, and it's good to see that you're, again...
The primary research source of bibliography be me.
Yes. So the primary research, just put what the material is, and just say it's your own content.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's a Warhammer screenshot, just mention it's from Warhammer. If it's a photograph, just say this is a photograph. Just a little bit of indication that it's your content. Okay, because that's as much reference as you need. How you've referenced to secondary is perfect.
Oh yeah, because we just use the site to me.
Yeah, that's great.
Some of the things are missing bits of information because I just can't find them.
That's fine.
It's just like,
as long as you've, plugged what you can, and this is looking really nice so far. Again, the bibliography is something that a lot of people forget about. They get to the day of submission and think, oh,
I got a bibliography, everything.
And people don't realize how much time it takes.
I might actually get up to date the information, the name, the URL, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the site, it's still a bit of a pain to type in.
So then we've got the appendix. So again,
I haven't asked any questions. Done any questionnaires.
So with the primary research, it would be really good to see some questionnaires.
Probably like, what do you think makes a strong castle? Or something?
Yeah, just get some opinions, source some crowdsource what people are thinking, because once you get locked into an idea, it's really easy to get that sort of tunnel vision of what you think is going good and what you think looks good. Yeah. Get a couple of questionnaires out. It doesn't have to be an interview, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just throw the questionnaires at people, say, look, it only takes a couple of minutes. Could you please answer, maybe show them some examples of castles and say, well, which castle do you prefer? And then ask them, show screenshots of your work and say, oh, how do you think this is looking? Do you think there could be any changes? Just some questions and just see if the direction you're going in is the right one.
I have asked in Discord like once what
Get some screenshots of that as well.
Oh yeah, I've referenced that in my opinions of my work, but it does probably need to go on there.
Yeah, 100%. Cool. So that's great. So then you got your pre-production. You got your target audience, skills needed. Yeah.
Conclusion.
That's fine. Make sure you do finish that. The actual project. Right. So we haven't got.
Right. It's just like, if you scroll down like 3/4, no, with that, scroll down like to like there. It's empty space. It's empty space. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. It's empty space. That's a 12-foot tall.
So,
if you say it's a doom scroll, like you are right.
For the sake of the video,
we're not going to look through it.
We're not going to look through the entire thing, and also I can vouch on the recording that I've seen you work through most of these processes. There's no feedback that I can think of in terms of your work ethic and how you're documenting that I would suggest you change. Okay, so I think that you're going in the right direction.
Well, if we want to see the people's opinion, I'm going to get to them probably quicker than you. That's about this. So I got people's opinion. So my brother even just picked up the image, and I said, well, if you want to draw over it, you can.
That's really good.
So then it's just like, oh yeah, that was the person from Discord.
Yeah.
And it's just Jason, Charlie, designer. Well, a person who wants to be a designer for my work. And yeah.
Awesome.
So I sent them like these images.
Make sure to throw that in the primary as well.
And
because
the
that can be good.
thing, doesn't it?
Yeah. So that's awesome. Yeah, as I said, I've been watching you work through class and communicating your ideas and asking me for help and stuff. This is going really, really well, and I can't see this going in a bad direction. I think you're doing great. Okay, so I'm not going to read through all that.
I don't think it was much in 9, if any.
Well, we haven't finished the project yet, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Obviously, at the end of the project, we'll have a final evaluation. And same
final design. That'd be like probably the animation walkthrough or whatever.
Yep.
Scene.
Plug your video in, and that'll be absolutely fine. And then again, we need to wait to the end of the project. So, in regards to how you're doing, I honestly think you're on track for a distinction. The only things that I would suggest that we change are what was mentioned and you've taken note of. But the trajectory of your project is going in the right direction. And outside of that, I haven't got any comments at all on how you're doing. Okay, so you keep working as hard as you're working, and I think you'll smash it. All right.
Yeah, and then I can play video games during the summer.
And you can play video games during the summer. All right. Cheers, you.
Yay.
Thank you.
Well.